Tessa Gray is an initiate. She is 16 years old and she has the ability to transform into anyone, given that she has an item that belongs to the person she's trying to transform into. She is wanted by the Magister for unknown reasons. William Herondale, also known as Will, is 17 years old. He's a sarcastic shadow hunter who seems to not care about anything. He's a close friend to Jim Carstairs and is a love interest to Tessa Gray. Axel Mortman is one of the star antagonists. He is the owner of a very successful trading company and is very rich. He is also a member of the Pandemonium Club. Jim Carstairs is Will Herondale's best friend. He is also a shadow hunter. He is one of Tessa's main helpers and he trusts Tessa with personal information. Alexei de Kinsey, also known as de Kinsey, is one of the antagonists. He is the head vampire who has strong hatred towards the shadow hunters and is allied with Mortman. The Dark Sisters, Miss Gray and Miss Black, are Tessa's threshold guardians. They imprisoned Tessa and are responsible to train her and prepare her for the Magister. They are also Mortman's ally. Henry and Charlotte Branwell run the Institute and is the helper of Tessa. They are often blamed by the Clav when something goes wrong. Magnus Bane and Camille Belcourt are also helpers of Tessa. Camille is a vampire while Magnus is a warlock. Nathaniel Gray is Tessa's older brother. He has a bad gambling addiction and often gets in trouble for it. At first, we see him as a helper of Tessa. As the story goes on, we find out that he's a traitor and he was actually working for the enemy as a spy all along. Tessa Gray received a letter from her brother Nathaniel to go to London. When she arrives, she is kidnapped and forced to do the biddings of the Dark Sisters, or else they will kill Nathaniel. They force her to learn a shape-shifting ability in order to be given to the Magister as his wife. Tessa realizes that she needs to rescue her brother and the only way to is to obey. By imprisoning Tessa, the Dark Sisters were able to train her so well that she can use her shape-shifting abilities easily. The Dark Sisters agree that she is ready to marry the Magister. Tessa tried to escape, but she failed. Tessa is separated by her imprisonment in the Dark House. She had kept away from any contact from her brother and the rest of the outside world. She can only try to survive on her own now. The Dark Sisters then tie her up. After a while, she realized that once transformed, she can break out the rope. She is then confronted by Will, who busted through the locked door unexpectedly. At first, she thought he was an enemy, but then she realized that he is her only hope and followed him to safety. Then, they were intercepted by Miss Black. Will and Miss Black start to get into an intense battle. Afterwards, Will killed her. However, Tessa got hit by a lightning bolt from Miss Gray and passed out. Will then shows her around the Institute, eventually bringing her to the library, where he gives her a book that contains the information of the Shadow Hunters. She refuses the information at first, but then she realized what she can do, and she accepted it. This signifies the crossing of the threshold, because she is leaving the original world to the unknown world of Shadow Hunters. After being settled in the Institute, Tessa asked the people to help her pursue her lost brother, Nathaniel. Henry and Charlotte, her helpers, agreed and went to Nathaniel's former boss, Axel Mortman, and asked of his whereabouts. Although he did not know where he was, he says that the Magister is de Kinsey. Camille then confronts them. She and Will devise a plan to make Tessa transform into her and go to de Kinsey's vampire and human subjects only party to catch him in a crime act. One of the challenges Tessa faced was acting like Camille. Although changing into her was fairly easy, it was difficult for her to walk like her and act like her. Will and Tessa, disguised as Camille, explored the vampire party. They sat down at a crowd waiting for De Kinsey to do a performance. However, Tessa realized it was Nathaniel, and she made Will signal the clav. A few days after Nathaniel's recovery, the clav questioned him. Nathaniel told him that De Kinsey was launching a full-fledged automated attack on the Institute. The clav and everyone but Will and a few others left. During this time, Borman came to the Institute and warned Jim and Will about the Dark Sisters, and they left the house, leaving Tessa and the housemates alone. Vulnerable, the automatons attacked. Mortman was revealed to be the Magister, and Nathaniel was a spy all along. It seemed like there was no hope, but Tessa's necklace saved them. It transformed into a bird and allowed Tessa and her friends to run away to the sanctuary. Tessa could not believe it. After all the work Tessa has done to search and save Nathaniel, he betrayed her. He betrayed his own sister just for some money and power. She knew she had to do something to stop them. One of her friends got tricked into opening the sanctuary. Mortman then sends her friends away and he's alone with Tessa. Tessa knew she had to do something. He tries to capture her again, but Tessa stabbed herself, causing Mortman to lose everything he had worked for. Will then came. Enraged at the sight of Tessa on the ground, he charged at Mortman. At the last second, however, Mortman disappeared. Will ran at Tessa. Tessa then smiles and says she transformed to someone else right before she stabbed herself to make Mortman believe that she got stabbed. Tessa had gone a long way from not knowing she had the power to being able to use it to her advantage. She shows courageousness, which she had never done before, by even attempting something like this. She also shows strength by standing up to the Magister. Tessa thought that she had to leave because of all the trouble she had caused. However, Charlotte gives her a gift. The gift is an invitation to stay at the Institute. Will and Tessa then met up alone. They both revealed their feeling for each other. This signifies the meaning of the gods, or in this case God, because they both fall in love with each other and they both support each other. After the ordeal, Tessa becomes more important to the Institute. She has proven that she can contribute a great deal and help them in the future. The Institute welcomes them to stay with open arms because of the potential Tessa has. Some things are, people who appear to be friends may not be friends, and people tend to keep secrets from each other! The Lion Thief is similar to the Clockwork Angel because Percy Jackson, the protagonist, did not know who he was and what he can do. Also, his family member, in this case his mother, was captured by an unknown force, similar to Nathaniel's disappearance. In the end, Percy was betrayed by one of the close friends, just as Tessa was. In Get Smart, the protagonist had to go through a series of unfortunate events that led him to realize that his partner was also a love interest. Similar to the Clockwork Angel, he was betrayed by one of his close friends who spied on them all along. Bitterblue also relates to the story because Bitterblue, the queen, wanted to know more about the world, just as Tessa wanted to know more about the unknown Shadowhunter's world. She falls in love with a man who has similar traits to Will. Towards the end, Bitterblue then unraveled dark secrets about her peers. The people who were supposedly helping her were actually lying to her and betrayed her.